Biohackers enhanced focus, superhuman endurance, and longer life. Biohacking is not just science fiction anymore, it is personal, invasive, and sometimes terrifying. This is not about smartwatches or vitamin stacks. This is about people slicing open their skin to insert magnets, rewiring their brains with electricity, injecting substances they cannot pronounce, and doing it all in the name of becoming more than human. The question is, at what cost? In today's video, we are pulling back the curtain on the dark side of biohacking. From black market implants to failed DIY brain experiments, we are going deep into the world of self-modification that goes way beyond kale smoothies and nootropics. For those obsessed with upgrading their biology, the dangers are real, and often hidden behind flashy marketing and overconfident influencers, where we uncover the truth hiding behind technology's bright future. 1. The illusion of control. Biohacking thrives on the idea that we can upgrade ourselves using tech, supplements, and self-experimentation. But what most do not realize is how quickly things can spiral. Your body is not a machine that resets on command. Some biohackers have permanently altered their hormones, brain chemistry, or nervous systems in ways they did not anticipate and could not reverse. The more you tweak your body, the more unpredictable the outcomes become. There is also a psychological effect. Once you start controlling parts of your biology, you begin to distrust your natural state. What starts as curiosity can become obsession. The truth is, the body is far more complex than any one person can fully understand or optimize without consequences. 2. Black market implants. There is an underground scene where people install chips, magnets, and sensors into their bodies, often in unsanitary, illegal conditions. These DIY procedures may lead to infections, nerve damage, or even amputation. But the thrill of being first keeps many pushing ahead without medical supervision. Some biohackers inject RFID chips into their hands or install compasses in their chests that vibrate with the Earth's magnetic field. It sounds futuristic, but when these implants malfunction, or worse, begin corroding inside the body, the damage is physical and mental. And since many of these modifications are not recognized by medical professionals, removing them is not only difficult, it is often dangerous. The price of being a human lab rat is high. 3. Brain stimulation gone wrong. Some biohackers use electric brain stimulation tools like TDCS and neurofeedback devices, but they often skip clinical oversight. Overstimulation or misapplication can cause memory loss, seizures, and even long-term personality shifts. Your brain is delicate. Treating it like a playground is a recipe for disaster. In forums, users report emotional numbness, altered decision-making, and hallucinations after misusing these devices. What they thought would make them smarter ended up making them unstable. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change, is a double-edged sword. When you tamper with it recklessly, the changes may be permanent, unpredictable, and deeply disorienting. Yet the devices remain popular and accessible, with barely any regulation. 4. Hormonal experiments. Biohackers chasing muscle gains, youthfulness, or cognitive enhancement often experiment with hormone stacks like testosterone, growth hormone, or thyroid regulators. But without deep medical insight, this can cause severe side effects: infertility, aggression, organ damage, and irreversible endocrine disruption. Some go even further, using animal-derived substances or peptides bought online, with no idea how these compounds interact with the human body long-term. Once the hormonal balance is disturbed, the chain reaction can affect everything: mood, metabolism, sleep, fertility. For women, these experiments can disrupt menstrual cycles or even induce early menopause. It is a silent disaster playing out in the bloodstream, often unnoticed until too late. 5. The data addiction. Many biohackers obsessively track their sleep, heart rate, glucose, or blood oxygen using wearables and implants. This can become a compulsive behavior, where every tiny fluctuation sparks anxiety or self-diagnosis. The more they measure, the more they fear. Ironically, trying to gain control often leads to losing it entirely. This behavior mirrors obsessive-compulsive disorders, where numbers become a false sense of safety. Sleep becomes something to optimize, not enjoy. Meals are eaten based on glucose curves, not hunger. This level of micro-control can lead to mental fatigue and health paranoia. Living life through a spreadsheet may seem scientific, but it often drains the joy and spontaneity from existence. 6. Social isolation. When your life revolves around hacks, stacks, schedules, and gadgets, social bonds often take a hit. Some hardcore biohackers isolate themselves, refusing dinners, skipping travel, and avoiding unpredictability in the name of optimization. They become prisoners of their routines, constantly chasing the next micro-improvement. Over time, this pursuit of better turns into a rejection of everything normal. Family events, dates, vacations. Relationships crumble under the weight of rigid schedules and dietary rules. Ironically, the stress of maintaining these hacks often offsets any benefits. Human connection and flexibility are core parts of well-being, and no stack or wearable can replace that. 7. Mental health collapse. Pushing the body and mind beyond their natural rhythms can backfire psychologically. Many biohackers report burnout, paranoia, depression, and depersonalization. Constant experimentation without balance becomes a mental loop of dissatisfaction, where no version of yourself ever feels optimized enough. You become a product always in beta, always debugging, never at peace. The more tools you use to measure yourself, the more you begin to question your identity. Am I tired, or is my HRV just low? Is this anxiety, or is my dopamine out of sync? This hyper-analysis leads to disconnection from your own instincts. Instead of feeling human, you feel defective. And that mindset can be more dangerous than any supplement. 8. Legal and ethical gray zones. Some biohacks involve gene editing, unapproved drugs, or repurposed animal compounds. Legally murky and ethically questionable. Countries differ in regulations, and some users become test subjects for risky black market treatments. This is where ambition turns into exploitation, especially when money and fame are involved. Clinics in loosely regulated regions offer gene therapy enhancements without FDA approval. Influencers promote peptides and SARMs that may be illegal or harmful. The race to be superhuman often ignores the rules meant to protect us. And when things go wrong, there is no accountability. Only silence, shame, or worse, disappearance from public view. 9. The rise of biohacker gurus. With the rise of influencers in the space, many followers blindly adopt dangerous protocols without understanding the risks. Some gurus promote untested stacks or promote extreme routines that sound scientific but are based on shaky data. They mix science with storytelling and sell it as a miracle path to peak performance. But behind the sleek branding is often guesswork, placebo, or cherry-picked studies. These influencers create communities built on belief, not evidence. And when someone gets hurt, they are dismissed as not doing it right. This cult-like mentality turns biohacking into a faith system, one where dissent is punished and critical thinking is discouraged. 10. The point of no return. Perhaps the scariest part of biohacking is the irreversible nature of some decisions. A failed implant, a damaged organ, or a rewired brain is not something you can uninstall like an app. The line between innovation and self-destruction is thinner than it looks, and many do not realize they have crossed it until it is too late. Some former biohackers live with constant pain, broken sleep, hormonal imbalances, or cognitive impairments. Their only mistake was trusting a movement that promised transformation but delivered trauma. This is not pampering, this is performance. Let's biohack your grind.